Hello everybody, welcome back to Dominions 5. We are playing a Disciples game with some other YouTubers. I am playing as Eriu, my teammate is playing as Vanheim, and this is turn 7. And bad things are happening to us. So Vanheim is expanding into Indies over here with a bunch of cavalry. Zip zip. Attack rear. They actually don't attack rear, but it doesn't matter because it's Indies. Kill, 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 kill. So Vanheim, his Indies, his Sacreds are much stronger than mine as cavalry, so he has a much easier time just killing the Indies. But it looks like Ashdod is just like, well, I killed your Sacreds. I'm now gonna come and just kill you because there's nothing you can do about it. And he is correct. There is nothing we can do about it. So he's just fighting PD here, so of course he wins. But, yeah, we've got a big problem now because giants are coming to kill us. And then, also, they also have an awake as, so this is Alm's disciple. And he has the Linorm, which is the same one that Vanheim has, although he looks like he has different magic paths, except ours isn't going to come online for like another year. So he is attacking into PD here. But that, you see that green stuff, that's the dragon gas. Pretty nasty. And of course he has, like, pretty decent protection, so the little arrows aren't going to do much. Plus he has the Bless, so he has quickness, and he has a lot of attacks per turn. So this is just a killing machine. With Reinvig, yeah, Blood Surge, this is a very powerful chassis. So that is very bad. So let's just look at the rest of these battles. Here we were taking on, oh, this is a small group of Indies. Yeah, see how my Sacreds, they've only got a spear attack, so the damage output is not phenomenal. But it is hard, obviously it's hard for the Indie troops to actually kill anything, but still. And we got another hero. This time, I think it's this one. We got Endurance, so he won't get fatigued easily. I think this one was our hero from before, yeah, with protection. Okay, so, yeah, so that sucks. So it looks like Ashdod and Alm are just going for it. They're going to attack us. They're rushing us. And that's bad, because we have nothing that there's nothing, we don't have much that we can do to fight back at this point. So what I'm doing, I have to continue to expand, so we're going to try to take on these Horse Tribe. This seems brave. I don't know, this seems like surprisingly little, but okay, that's what I decided to go with. I don't know if this works, we'll find out. And then I'm also continuing to expand here. I am expanding here with the Sacreds that were in this army and a reinforcing commander from here. It looks like I forgot to move a commander last turn, and so that's why I have 2 in the province now. And then what I'm trying to do is, because this is free for military units, these guys do have amazing map move. They have map move 26 and they're super stealthy, so they're very good for raiding. So I want to try to cut him off as he moves along, right? So I'm assuming that he's going to go and take one of these provinces, and then I want to take this province back from behind him. Usually if you're attacking into somebody's lands, until you know you're going to secure the province, you don't dump a lot of PD into it. You maybe just put 1 PD or something. So that's what I'm hoping happens here. That he only put a little bit of PD here while he continues to maraud around. And then I could just take the province right back from him. So we're going to try to use these guys as as well as we can. So we're just blessing, barkskin, flight, attack, rear. And this guy, he happened to find this rabbit foot charm randomly, which does twist fate, which is actually a great thing to have on these guys because it negates the first attack. So that's what we're doing. So that's it for turn 7. Let's load up turn 8. Okay, so a lot of things are happening. So first of all, this was our battle here. We were trying to take back the province, except we run into his reinforcements. So he must have had, I'll show you on the map later, but he had a bunch of more giants. This is like his main army. This is all the army that he has, and he's moving north with it. And so, yeah, that's not going to go well. Now, you know, would our single guy here been able to take on just these indies? I think so. I think there's a fairly good chance. There would have been one giant to kill, but he does have pretty epic defense, and he has the rabbit's charm. So I think he would have been, he could have done pretty well. Although I say that, and the arrow shots just knocked off his glamour. So maybe he wouldn't have done too well. So then he's flying an attack rear, but for some reason he doesn't attack rear. He doesn't go and kill this guy, which was his job. So he just kind of stands in the middle and then gets killed by a sacred giant with quickness. So that was pretty awful. He just dies and does nothing. Then we expanded here. This is us trying to take on the horse cav. That's a lot of horse cav. Fortunately, some of these guys are obsessed with taking this guy on. And then these guys, don't chase those guys, they ride it already. Yeah, so our high defense was enough. Our high defense and shields was enough to not rout, and so we do kill them. So that's great, we get that province. Then Vanheim is still doing what he can up here to expand, because it's not like we can fight the giants. Zip zip, attack rear, should kill all the commanders, and we should get the rout. There you go. Then we were expanding into this province here, which is closer to Ashdod's territory. Just running into the front of the Indies. Just trying to get them to rout, basically. So that's that. I don't think we lose anything there. Nope. And then Ashdod is indeed taking this province. Oh, sorry. Let me load that up again. So we had tried to set up a bit of a PD trap here because this province has pretty good point defense. This province has had some heavy cav. Excuse me. All right, I tried to mute that, but I failed, and I hit the mic at the same time. So that's going to be a lovely sound effect for you guys. Yeah, we tried to set up a PD trap here by pumping some PD and getting some heavy cav. And the idea was, let's get the heavy cav to engage the giants, and then his sacred vans can go and attack rear and hopefully kill the commander. So let's see how that goes. So the problem is the heavy cav is pretty fast, and it just runs up. And so we don't get any separation, right? So his guys are still all clumped up together. Now, also, part of his guys are on guard commander, or I don't know what order they have specifically. But the heavy cav just got completely wasted here. And so we didn't cause these guys to move forward to engage the heavy cav, because you can't tell indies what to do, right? So they don't hold and attack, they just attack. So unfortunately, the vans run into the same blessed giants that the rest of the guys did, and they all die. On the bright side, we did kill the priest, but they still have a commander left. So, yeah, another failure on our part. So this war is not going well, and we're only in the first turn. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's see, unexpected events, an ambitious lord. Oh, yeah, and then because things aren't going bad enough for us, I get a random event where a bunch of knights randomly attack. Fortunately, I had a lot of sacreds, but I actually lose half of my sacreds just fighting off these heavy cav, which is pretty. I mean, pretty epic bad luck. Let's just put it that way. And we get a new hero. Yay! Melron, I forgot to rename him. He gets extra high defense. So he has 24 defense. So, what do we do at this point? We are kind of screwed on many levels. So he had his giants that are here before. They weren't here. This was empty. So they must have been in one of these provinces, and they just had the movement points to walk through whatever it was. Because I'm pretty sure the report said that it was empty last turn. Anyways, so we failed here. Right now, he's got maybe 10 or so sacreds in our lands. He does have one priest, at least, over here. And all of our attempts to sort of sneak attack and kill the commanders have failed so far. So things are not going so well. And one of the issues is, so as his teammate, obviously I want to help. However, I also have to keep expanding, because if I just throw everything I have at Ashdod, like I can take some of these provinces that he's not defending, but I can't take on these giant blessed sacreds any more than Vanheim can. So for now, I can't devote everything. We're going to continue to expand over here. This is an easy province. It's just militia. And then I'm going to set up here to try to do some raiding. Because I also can't do nothing, right? So what I'm doing is we decided, we thought about it for a long time, but I think because we got bit so hard trying to anticipate and failing to anticipate the movement here, that I'm first just going to move my troops into here and just sneakily move into here. And then from this position, next turn, I'll be able to choose the perfect province to raid and to start to take land away from Ashdod. I'm also reinforcing here with another She-Lord, and then we'll have I'll have 10 sacreds and another commander here, and I can maybe start expanding north or something like that next turn. So we're in a really tough spot. Vanheim, I believe, is just, he was trying to continue to expand. This is a crappy province, so there's not much that he can gain from taking it, and already he's bordering Satis to the north. So, yeah, I also now see that Nazca and Nazca is teamed up with Mikland, and so they border Ulm and Ashdod to the south. So at this point, I also reach out to them, explaining that they've started to rush us, and, so all of Ashdod's giants are in the north. Now's a great time to come in the south and take some of his land if you were so inclined. Why don't we load up turn 9? Let's see, continue old game. Okay. At this point, all right, let's look at this. So, one of the things that you need in order to fight off giants is, or quickness giants like this, is you need a ton of chaff. You can't get them to rout because they're berserker. Now, he does have Blood Surge, but if you have a million cheap guys attacking them, first of all, it will reduce the defense skill from harassment. And because he does 4 attacks per turn, it will fatigue them, especially if you're doing it in winter. So, you know, if he invades your capital, that's a good opportunity because your capital has a ton of PD already in it. And so, you know, it's a good way to get free chaff. However, you need to have something else, you know, to back it up with. And Vanheim just doesn't have anything. He's lost, in the last couple of turns, we lost all of his other cavalry. So he has nothing here that can be added to this chaff in order to make this battle work. And honestly, this is like 10 sacreds. It'd be a tough sell. It'd be a tough sell to make it happen. Even if he had, like, let's say he had 10 vans, I still don't think it would work. Let's see how he scripted it. Blessing, blessing. So just hold an attack, right? Now, this is not a great script, and Ashdod does change this later. He just has everybody attack, and so if we did have some cavalry, we could attack rear, but he doesn't. So that's it. So yeah, they kill everything without taking any damage because Ian Bless Giants. Then we are just expanding and killing indies, so that's not interesting. We lose a sacred, too bad. Random event. Okay. So the extent to which we are screwed continues to worsen. I have Ashdod is sieging Vanheim. Now he'll never get through the walls because 10 giants isn't enough to doesn't have enough siege strength to get through. However, Vanheim can't recruit anymore. He does have a few vans. He does have a few units left, and so he is going to try to sneak and take out this province this turn. Meanwhile, I'm taking all of my guys, and I'm going to raid and take out this province this turn. By doing this, we are cutting off income that Ashdod might be getting from these provinces, and we're just trying to be a jerk, and yeah, that's basically it. Meanwhile, I'm now bordering Ulm. Ulm has been expanding in this direction. I don't know where he's going with these guys, but presumably he's continuing to expand. I am going to see if I can't take this province from him as he moves off it, because he just took it over. And meanwhile, I'm reinforcing here with my other army, because like this is like a small expansion force. What I'm guessing is this is one of the initial expansion forces. It'll probably be weak. And so if he attacks into here, I'll have these guys to defend. Now, I don't know why. I could have pumped a bit more PD into here. I don't know why I didn't. That seems silly. I've been recruiting some archers here. And here I'm not sure why I was recruiting this particular combination of troops. I'm also not sure why I got a champion. Oh, I got a champion because I wanted to move up here and get like a temple and lab going so that I could start recruiting these mages. And I didn't need a fancy, like I need to have another builder of infrastructure back here. So I'm saving a bit of money by not recruiting a lord and just recruiting a champion. Now, I don't know why. I guess I was starting to think of recruiting a bunch of chaff to try to fight the giants. I'm not sure, honestly, guys. I'm sorry, I forget. If I was going to recruit, so okay, let's look at what I have. Suppose I was just in a one-on-one against Ashdod. What would be the best chaff that we have? I think one option is, so let's look at, well, obviously not the slingers. They're not going to do anything, right? The spearmen, I think you go with the repel, but they have high morale, so that's not going to work. But they're all going to die anyways. Like, these guys all die to the sacreds in one hit, so it doesn't really matter. So you have to find the one that has the best chance of actually poking him and doing something. And so in that case, you just pick the long spear. None of the defensive stats here matter. the only thing that matters is like, can you actually touch him or do something? So maybe the long spear would be better. Again, heavy cav, useless. They die to one hit, right? The Frobogs might be a better choice because the Bronze Axe actually does more damage. However, it's only length 1, so they can get repelled by the magic sword of the Sacreds, right? So that's not very good. These guys might be the best, right? These are basically our best chaff. They have a javelin, which I guess sure, and then they have a spear, which is length 3, so at least they won't get repelled. So they have a chance, although it's a small one, to actually do something to the giants. It's also, all of these have very similar cost, like 13-10. If you look like this guy, 10-13, 10-9, you know, you might say, so resources aren't a big deal, right? So you might say like 13-10. These are all very cheap. There's not a big difference. Like maybe these are 10-9 would be cheaper. You could mass more of them. But yeah, these are generally the best chaff you have. They're not much more expensive than the others, and they have a chance of actually doing something. But looking at this, you can see we have no chaff. We don't have any good chaff options. The best we can... yeah, that's all we have. So what do we have in terms of options? Well, the problem is I can't really afford to be researching because I have to send all of my lords to go like raid and do something. I'd much rather stay at home and just expand, but I'm trying to be active on the map and be annoying to Ashdod. Now, maybe that's a mistake. Maybe what I should be doing is just like we concede, we abandon all of this, and I try to research to get some tech online. Now, the tech, I've been going for Mist Form, but Conjuration and getting like wolves would be a thing too. Yeah, so things aren't going so well. Vanheim is under siege. We are plotting and scheming a way to possibly... you know, free Ashdod. At this point, we have talked to... have we? I'm trying to remember. So I know that Nazca is down here. Right now, I can tell you Mictlan is down here. I don't know if at this point in the game I know that that's the case. But I have talked to their team. Nazca and Mictlan, they seemed... they don't care about what Ashdod is doing. So they say a couple of things, all of which are true. One of the things that Nazca and Mictlan say is that, well, okay, meme giants are really hard to beat in the early game. It's much better to wait and beat them in the mid game. That is true, because, you know, in the mid game, you can have a lot of chaff, whatever, you know, swarm or summon crap or skeleton spam or whatever it is you're doing. You're going to have magic online. And with magic, you can beat them. So they don't want to fight the giants in the early game. I get that. However, the giants are going to get really strong because they're going to take over Vanheim. They're going to take over us. So then they're going to be much stronger. And still, the giants have nothing here, right? So it's not like Nazca or Mictlan would have to fight the giants. The giants are up here. There are no giants here. You can just take all this land. And you're fighting, in other words, you're not fighting all the giants, you're fighting half the giants, right? We can take on these 10 giants if you guys are willing to, like, have a few skirmishes and raid around here. I find my experience so far in Dominions 5 multiplayer is it's very hard to get people to see the possibilities of, like, people are very afraid to enter into wars. Like, I never get asked, for example, suppose the situation was reversed, and suppose Ashdod was attacking into Mictlan. Mictlan is over here. Suppose Ashdod was attacking into Mictlan. I never get players like Mictlan who call me up and are like, hey, I'm being attacked by Ashdod, you know, help me and raid his stuff. Suppose Ashdod had nothing on this border and all his stuff was down here in the south somewhere, right? Then that'd be something I would seriously consider. Now, of course, there are many legitimate reasons why I might not want to get involved there, right? Like maybe I'm fighting another neighbor, right? Maybe I have plans to go to war with a guy over here and all my stuff was on this border. So there are legitimate reasons not to participate. But like, you know, I'm telling him that, you know, Ashdod, like it's a build order win for them, right? They're gonna kill us. I mean, unless we can drag it out for a very long time. Like we have very little that we can do against Ashdod. We're gonna delay it as much as we can, right? But if nobody does anything, then Ashdod ends up with 2 capitals and then 3 capitals eventually, right? That is a certainty. There's like, that is an absolute certainty. So whatever their plan is, Nazca and Miklin, you know, they have to take that into account, right? They have to know that, okay, by not attacking Ashdod now, we are conceding like all the pony, you know, lands to them. But because we're doing something else, we're going to be so strong that we can take them on later. So fair enough. Like that's the decision. And so what Nazca and Miklin are telling me is that they are really worried about the Cetis Pangea. I think it was Cetis and Pangea. Actually, I forget now at this point. They had another target that they wanted to go to war against. So, okay, they've decided that Ashdod isn't as scary. They want to deal with somebody else first. You know, fine, I guess, you know, that's okay. It's just very frustrating when, you know, you have an opponent who's attacking you and you can't convince his neighbors to take advantage of the undefended borders, right? I mean, you know, it's fair, right? You can't always get, you know, I'm not in this player's position. I don't know what the situation is there. There might be a totally, you know, he might be totally correct in his evaluation of the game. To me, though, it seems pretty obvious that if nobody helps us to fight against Ashdod, then they're just gonna get big and win. So anyways, that's where things stand. A little depressing, but you know, these things happen. We got unlucky. We got unlucky in 2 ways, right? We started next to Ashdod. And secondly, we got unlucky because just the build that we chose, although it was kind of hastily put together, is not effective at all against meme giants, right? So let's end this episode now. As we go through the next episodes, I'll talk, and we have more fights with the giants. Maybe I'll talk about some of the, you know, I don't know to what extent there are things that we could have done. Like, by the way, if we had taken, like, quickness, for example, on Vanheim, still wouldn't help, right? Quickness, Vanheim, quickness Vans are still going to die to quickness giants. There's just no two ways about it. The quickness giants have enough attack to kill the Vans, and they have magic weapons. And the Vans just don't do enough damage to the giants, right? There's just no... there is no meme bless that we can take on Vanheim and or Eriu that is going to match up to the meme bless on the giants. So, you know, that's just unfortunate. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next one where we will go through turns 10, 11, and 12. So see you guys then. Take care.